everyone, welcome back to our B Corp vlog. This week we're going to chat about our verification call, which we completed on Monday. We'll talk about what happened in that call, what information we needed. Obviously, I want you to keep in mind that everyone's verification call will be different because all of our businesses are different and we'll answer the BIA questions in different ways. But we can give you a little bit of insight on what that process was like, including how I prepared for the call. In our previous vlog, I showed you a little more in depth that preparation, but of course, day of, I did a little bit of a review and we'll chat about that as well. And then to finish off, we will go through where we are now, what happens next, and hopefully that final road to certification. So, first things first, let's chat about our verification call. We had a call through Google Meet with our verification analyst this past Monday. He was so kind and so helpful. And basically, what we did was we talked a bit more about Enso as a business, gave him some more context, answered any questions he had, and then we talked about a couple of specific questions on our verification report that he just wanted to clarify and let us know if there might be any changes in our score, things like that. Particularly for us, we took a deep dive into one specific question within our impact business model section, which to me was not really a surprise because, as you all know, if you've been following this vlog series, from the beginning, the impact business models have been where we're really digging into the documentation and the ways in which we provide the impact that we were talking about. So I was not surprised at all that we chatted about this on our verification call. One thing that did surprise me, though, was that it was pretty quick. If you watched last week's vlog, you see that I did a lot of organization and double checking where everything was to prepare for the call in case our analyst asked me to pull up any specific documentation. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the case, but I'd rather be prepared than scrambling the day of. I did actually end up with a full list of where our documentation was on the Enso platform. It just made me feel a little bit better, a little more prepared, but I didn't need it at all. But there's no harm in just giving yourself that little bit of confidence and calmness before the call, just to make sure that you feel as ready as possible to have that conversation. The full call itself took about 15 to 20 minutes. I could definitely see it being longer if you have more impact business models or if you're a more complex organization, whether that's you have subsidiaries or you work in separate different kind of geographic areas. That call could definitely get a bit more intense there. So at the end of our call, after we had answered all the questions and gone through our impact business model in a little bit more detail, our analyst gave us kind of what's going to happen next. Specifically, he had to verify a couple more questions on our verification report. So we've looked at that many times where we had to look specifically at the documentation for flagged questions. So he had to verify a couple more things there. And then there are a few more steps towards that final certification piece that I'm going to show you right now. All right, so we're back to a very familiar screen. We are in our review section where it shows kind of all the tasks that we've finished and the tasks that are coming up. So this focus review call is what we've completed. It hasn't been ticked as complete yet, but that's okay. Our analyst is hard at work looking at our documentation and taking into account some of the information we gave him on that call, so not to worry there. But as you see, there are a couple more tasks within this verification list. A lot of them sit with our verification analyst, and then the kind of secondary people that will come through and do a review of the work that our analyst did to make sure that he didn't miss anything, that there's not anything kind of glaring, any mistakes. It's possible that something just slipped by our analyst as he's working really hard to get through everything. So it's good to have a second person take a look. During this process, there's not a lot that we can really be actively doing, but it is on us to make sure that we're checking our notifications, making sure to answer any questions our analyst has, upload any additional documentation he might need. So I've been coming on every morning, just double checking our notifications. We did get one pretty close after the verification call because there was a question that our analyst wanted to give us a full clarification of because he did change one of our answers, which shifted our score. Um, the explanation was very clear and made a lot of sense and was a cool learning opportunity as well. Our score is still over the 80, so it's a win-win in that regard. Yeah, so we're a little bit in a holding pattern, but as I have said many times throughout this vlog, we're just being very proactive and making sure that we're available when the analyst needs us, because that is the way in which we can make sure this goes as quickly and smoothly as possible. All right, well, that is really our update for the week. All we are doing at this point is making sure to stay on top of any notifications, be there for any communication needed, and just yeah, we're just kind of waiting. It's very exciting to be this far in the process. We've had a very positive experience with everyone we've worked with through the B Lab team, and we're very grateful for that. Yeah, the amount of times that we talk to each other about things we've already learned and things that we're excited to keep working on through the B Corp process. Should we get certified or not? We can't really say yet, of course. We're not sure, it's not done. But regardless of the outcome, this has been a great learning opportunity that will continue to influence how we grow and operate as a business. So we're very excited about that. And thank you so much for continuing to come on this journey with us.